Yo, what's up everybody? It's Shelly, and today I'm going to be talking about what it's like to have an EEG. So the reason I am choosing to do this topic for my video today is due to the fact that it was my, I think, 3-year anniversary of having my diagnosis with epilepsy as of yesterday. Which is crazy to think about. It was yesterday or the day before now. And my Snapchat had my photo of me in the hospital with the EEG set up. So I'm going to be including photos. So if you are sensitive to those types of photos, I would warn you now to just politely click off. Nothing's going to be too, revealing or anything. There's no blood or anything like that. So yeah, but today we're talking about EEGs and what they are, what they stand for, and I'm actually going to look that up so I know exactly what they are for you guys and not be incorrect. So what is an EEG? It is I'm not going to be able to say that, but it is a monitoring method to record electrical activity in the brain. This is straight off of Google. You can Google search it yourself as well to get more information on what exactly an EEG is in terms of definition. But in essence, it's seeing what's going on in the brain in terms of what's flashing electrical wise. I don't know if anybody who's watching has ever taken a neuro class, but there's different brain waves and there's different things that spark brain activity. So this is in essence what's happening. It's just seeing what part of the brain is sparking. So it's really cool to actually see what your brain's doing after an EEG. But it's also, when you have an EEG, what they're trying to gather from that information is where in the brain are you having seizures specifically. So we're going to get into that as well. So the first time that I ever had an EEG done, so that picture I was just talking about, I was not actively having a seizure. So they would not be able to tell where in the brain I was having a seizure, right? But I have had a sleep study done at UofL Neurology, and they actually did get to see where in my brain that I am having seizures, which is really great to narrow down where in the brain that I'm having seizures for medical research and purposes, right? So, I have them in the frontal cortex of my brain, but that's also not also super great because it's a very large portion of the brain, so you can't very narrowly pinpoint where it's happening, right? So overall it's very difficult to pinpoint where these are happening. But again, let's get back to EEGs. So what happens when you get an EEG? Basically, you get all of these things placed on your head. You will get them on your forehead, wrapped around your head. Depending on how long you're having the EEG done, will depend on what type of glue they're going to be using. So, like I mentioned, I've had a sleep study, so they had to use a more permanent glue solution, and they even braided my hair, and I had a lot more. I think they're called electrodes. They're EEG electrodes that are placed on your head. They'll even put some on your chest and even on your back, just to see what's going on and monitor you. So, say you just go to the hospital briefly and have an EEG on you, they won't put a very long-lasting glue solution on you. That was the first type of EEG I ever had, and I'll place that image here of what it looks like. But when I had my sleep study done, I had a very long-lasting EEG, which I was there for 5 days, I believe. It was a while. And so they braided my hair, and I had I had to even have a little pouch, like a little fanny pack, that held my, all of, like, the connected electrodes together in my little fanny pack. So I couldn't really, like, do anything for that week, but it was fine. But I'll place that image here of what it looks like. So there's a big difference of what it looks like when you just get it done for like an hour or two versus what you're gonna have it look like getting it done for a few days, right? But overall, the process of getting an EEG is not very scary. It's not a hard, difficult process. It's the long part of the process is getting it on. That's it. That just, if you're somebody like me who has insanely long hair, they'll probably have to braid it for you. So, keep that in mind. I'm also somebody who has very sensitive head hair, so that wasn't very fun, but also keep that in mind. And they'll remove the glue with like a solution that's kind of smells like nail polish remover, so it smells really gross, but again, they're just removing it. And one little thing, side note, when you are getting an EEG and there's somebody like me with really long hair, or again, anybody can have really long hair, is the glue is very strong and they don't want your electrodes falling off, right? So I had like a tiny little like bulb patch my mom noticed, so be aware that that can happen, but it's very tiny, very minuscule on the back of my head, but my hair is growing back, but that can happen. So overall, what is an EEG like? Basically, all these really sticky things with wires attached to it are connected to your head, and they just kind of chill there, and all you gotta do is relax, and it monitors your brain. So that's what an EEG's been like for me. Tell me about your all's experiences. I'd really like to hear about them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.